if we're talking about how do you drive a marketing plan, okay, there's a couple things you need. You need annual and quarterly goals you're determined to achieve. And I have coached a lot of you, and I look at your numbers on the dashboard, and where it really becomes apparent as we get closer to the end of a year, and I know there's a snowball's chance in hell that you're actually going to hit those numbers, and I say, do you think you should adjust the goals down? They're like, no, we're going to get it. Of course, they don't get it, right? So it's really important that you set good goals. A good goal is one that stretches you a little bit, but is one that is achievable, and it also should be something you are actually determined to achieve, meaning you're not just going to put it out there because, well, somebody told me I had to, and my accountability group is guilting me into it, and Robin says from stage I should set goals, and I kind of know she's right on that, but I'm not really into it, right? So you've got to, if you are going to get your business to best in class, where you are actually growing, according to, I think it was Paul's session 2 days, it feels like a long time ago. Paul, wasn't it the average MSP, I think, grew 15%? So as a general rule, if you did not grow 15% last year, and you grew 10%, you didn't actually grow, because you actually were behind the average by 5%. So you actually declined, you didn't increase, okay? Now, if you grew over 15%, kudos to you, you're a little above average. But the key here is when you set a goal, it has to be set with these kinds of terms. I will get to 5 million this year. I will get 1 appointment, 2 appointments a week. Because when people talk to me about their goals, they're like, well, what we want to do. Or, well, what the goal is, or if we could just get to, right away, I can tell you right now, you're not going to get that goal. Your language, it reveals everything about you. You have to say, I will add 2 new clients every month this year. I will get my EBITDA to over $1 million. I will do that. And not this kind of, I'm going to try, that's the goal, that's what we're planning on. Like that's all mealy, mushy vagueness, okay? So you gotta have goals. Number 1, you have to have data and metrics for measurement, because that numbers don't lie. Numbers don't tell a story. Numbers are binary. In sales is binary. You either hit the goal or you didn't, period. So when I say to a salesperson, did you hit your quota? If I hear anything other than yes, it's a no, because they start with the story. Well, that's a no. I just stop them. I just say, that's a no. And my team knows it. Just say no. No, I did not hit it. So you have to have data and metrics, because otherwise, how do you know if you're getting closer to your goal or moving further away? Are you on track? Are you off track? And most people won't do that, right? So you need data and metrics, and you need to do backwards planning from your goal. That's the underwear gnomes. Okay, if we start with profit, if we say this year we want to make $1 million in net profit using Mike Michalowicz's profit first, right? You need to back off of that and say, well, what is our SG&A, sales general admin cost going to be? What is our labor cost? And you create a budget from the goal, which is the profit, and you work backwards. In sales and marketing, it's the same exact thing. You have to have a goal for a quota. And again, I am shocked by how many of you hire salespeople and don't give them a quota. Whether that quota for an SDR is appointments that are booked, or an account manager, which is sales that are generated, or QBRs, or an outside salesperson, which is new MRR brought in. You have to have a definitive quota, and you need to have minimum performance standards. If you don't get over this line, you do not work here, right? And that you can measure that with everybody. You know, if you don't hit this minimum, I can't afford to keep you. With our SDRs, if they do not book more than 21 appointments a month, I cannot afford to keep them on the payroll. I am losing money, okay? And I know that, so that is a hard rule. And 2 months of no quota hit, you're gone. I don't wait 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 2 years later. Hey, Robin, what do you think? Should I keep this person? I think maybe I should fire him. When was the last time they hit quota? Never. How long have you kept them around? Well, they've been here for 2 years. I'm like, what are you doing? See, that tells me either you're not paying attention, well, clearly, and you don't have goals and you're not serious about them. You can't afford to keep underperforming people on your team. None of us are banks. We're all not independently wealthy. The business has to perform, and in order for the business to perform, the people in it have to perform. And the only way you're going to know if they perform is hard data and metrics. Because a number is a number is a number. 21 appointments. I'm sorry your mother died. I'm sorry you lost your dog. I'm sorry that I get life happens. I'm not saying you're a bad person, but if you can't, I'm hiring you to produce a minimum of 21 with a goal of 35. And if you aren't hitting 21, I can't employ you. That's what the government is for, right? Go get a job there. Okay? Not in private business, right? Because we have to make a profit. All right, so data and metrics, very, very important. You've got to have strategies prioritized, quarterly initiatives. What are we going to focus on this quarter? What are the campaigns? What are the things that we are going to do every quarter, every month that are prioritized so that we know we're going to do this, in order to hit the numbers, to hit the goal that we have set. You need people and resources. Who is going to be responsible for what? And another thing, I see a lot of Producers Club members, when Saturdays when I come and sit with all of you in your groups, and just a recurring theme is, Robin, I don't have the time. Look, and nobody in here is lazy at all. You're all working. Okay? But the problem comes in when you take on a big goal and then you don't think about who's going to do it because you automatically think, well, I'll just do it. And you can't add something to your schedule without taking something off because you're already working as many hours as you're going to work. And so if you're going to add this goal, something else has to come off the schedule, right? Something has to be stopped doing. If I'm going to add this, I have got to stop doing these things. Outsource it, delegate it, or stop doing it altogether. And so, we were talking last night at dinner, and there were some questions. Robin, what's next? What's some ideas you have? And I have a lot of ideas of what I want to grow in the organization. I see opportunities. But I'm not pursuing them yet because I haven't found the who yet. I have to find a GM, a person that I can put in place for that division who will take ownership of growing it, because I can't just muscle up another one. I'm already maxed out. I'm already, doing my job as CEO is watching the financials and doing the things that only Robin can do. And that's kind of what you need to sit down and say, what are the things that only I can do? And what are the things that really drive maximum productivity and maximum value in the company? And then from there, you have to find ways to delegate and outsource. So like, for example, in my organization, I'm the best on stage in delivering content and writing sales letters. Now, that's not a normal CEO job, but that's why I made Jeff president, because I need somebody doing the other things to run the business, right? And so believe me, I'm still paying attention. It's not like I'm not abdicating, but I am delegating, right? And so you have to think through this, people and resources. If you are going to be doing campaigns, everybody in this room at this level, you should have an SDR producing for you. There's not an excuse anyone can give me legitimately, because you're here, because you want to grow, because you want to get more customers. And if there is not a dedicated in-house employee dedicated to booking those appointments to you, and it's not just booking them, it's confirming them, it's sending out the shock and awe, it's helping you clean the list, it's gathering market intelligence, it's all those things. If you don't have that person in place, I guarantee you're suppressed your marketing efforts by half or more. Because right now there are inbound leads coming into your organization and you aren't following up with them because you're busy running the company. You're all guilty of it. I listen to the phone calls. Still nobody's answering the phone, referrals are coming in, leads are coming in, and you're not calling them back for 3-4 days, a week later, if you call them back at all. And you need to have a person doing this. Because again, if the ambition is to grow the company, you've got to, unless you just want to play small, but I don't think anybody's here because you want to play small. If that was the case, you don't have to pay me, because all I'm going to do is aggravate you and piss you off, okay? That's all I'm going to do. All right, so you got to be thinking about people and resources. Meeting rhythms, this is another one. Now, let's have brutal honesty. How many of you routinely, at the same time, on the same day, every single week, have a sales and marketing meeting where you're going over the KPIs of leads, appointments, sales funnel, closed deals, where are we to target? Show of hands. Okay, some of you, every hand should be up. That tells me you're not taking that goal serious. You're here with the beads and the partying and the drinking, and yeah, it's fun, right? But why, do this. You have to do this.